Guess what, Dana?
What, Steve?
We're live. Oh, hi everybody. And yes, Azalea, I'm sorry to tell you, unfortunately, we are skipping Little Green Men. I know that's a favorite of a lot of people. I like that episode too. It's a really fun episode, but as I've said a few times,
Apparently season 4 has a
season 4 is packed, and just in order to not have this watch along take a full 7 years to get through it, so that there would at least be some chance that Dana will want to watch the entire thing all the way through to the end. We're not watching every single episode, so I am skipping Little Green Men, but yeah. I know it is good. It's a really fun episode. It's a really fun episode, but you know.
She's having a Hercules moment.
It's too late.
She's having a Hercules moment.
What's a Hercules moment?
Disappointed.
Ah, yes. Yes, indeed. Yeah, Caitlin, I would agree. Seasons 4 and 5 of DS9, it's like, I mean, honestly, picking my goal for season 4 when I laid out the list of episodes that we were going to watch versus the ones we were going to skip, initially I set down 10 episodes from season 4 to skip, but I wound up adding 2 of them back because I was like, oh, but we can't skip those. So yeah. And no, Kara, actually, Kara, Our Man Bashir is next. You haven't missed Our Man Bashir. It's not next week, because next week we're watching Poirot, but week after next, the next Deep Space Nine we're watching after tonight is Our Man Bashir, which again, I mean, just to illustrate the point of how great this season is, it's another absolute classic. My favorite holodeck episode of any Star Trek show.
Another.
So anyway, Dana, how are you?
I'm really, really good. I had a really good day today.
I'm so glad.
So, me too. It's nice when you have a good day. Pretty darn nice. So, how about you?
I've had a good day. Actually, Liz has requested that I tell you the premise of Little Green Men, even though we skipped it. So I will tell you the premise of Little Green Men right now. So Little Green Men is a time travel episode where Quark, Rom, and Nog are on their way to Earth to drop Nog off at Starfleet Academy so he can get started with his education to become, a member of Starfleet. And on their way, there are Star Trek shenanigans, and they end up being thrown back in time. And when they arrive on Earth, it is actually in 1947, and they become the Roswell UFO.
Okay.
And they are held captive by the U.S. Army for a time, and yeah. It's a fun episode.
I had the wrong idea.
What did you think it was?
Army guys.
Oh, like Little
like a
Green
War Games
Army
type
guys.
Episode. Yeah, like some kind of War Games episode, and it turns out the War Game, and it's not actually a game, and when they're kind of like the reverse of Move Along Home. Like, you think you're playing a game, but the events actually influence people's lives. And it turns out you find out, you're like, wait, when I sacrifice those pieces, I can imagine evil Jason doing this. Like, playing
evil
chess.
Jason has done this, yeah.
Oh yeah, playing chess
with real people.
With real people.
Yeah, but yeah, it's a fun episode, but there are so many great episodes this season that I was just like, I got to skip something. So, but it is a fun episode.
A lot of smoking in that episode. Oh yeah, because they go back.
Because it's the 40s. It's the 40s. So yeah.
And smoking is good for you.
Well, it was back then. It stimulates your T-zone.
It does?
I think it was a parody of a tobacco commercial. But, there was like in the 50s, there were cigarette commercials that were like, actually, it's kind of good for you. And turned out that wasn't true. Also turned out they knew that wasn't true when they made those commercials, but whatever. But no, I have had a good day. My Ursula Le Guin Star Trek video went up today. People seem to
Seems
like
to be
that.
doing pretty well. Uh-huh.
Yeah. And of course, on Monday, my Starfleet Lawyer video went up, which I'm very gratified to see that people enjoyed. So it's been a good week for videos. And I was writing the next Star Trek video today. The next week's there's going to be another Star Trek video next week, and it's about actually. I talk a little bit in it about the episode we're going to watch tonight because it's about the Klingons of Deep Space Nine. Because I've done videos about the Klingons of Classic Trek and the Klingons of TNG. So the next logical step in that little mini series is the Klingons of Deep Space Nine, and there's two of them in this episode we're going to watch tonight. So I talk a little bit about it.
So this is research.
Well, in a way, but I think I've told you before, and I know I've mentioned it maybe in other things, like for whatever reason, like I really, really like this episode, Sword of Kahless. And for whatever reason, it's one of the Deep Space Nine episodes that I have probably rewatched more than any other one. Because it's mostly standalone. You really don't need, I mean, you can just kind of, it's a lot like a TNG episode. You can just kind of pick it up and watch it, and you don't need to try to remember like, okay, wait, what else was going on at the time, and
It's
so you can just kind of watch it, and it's just like a goofy, fun episode. And as I told you when we were talking about it earlier today, I really love Michael Dorn in this episode, especially when things start to get a little goofy. I just think he's terrific. So
Oasis is Oasis. I'm sorry.
Oasis?
I see Oasis with the US. I'm not sure. It's ask a good question.
Oh, can we get more videos like this? I have ideas for 2 more that I have not obviously fully scripted yet. But yes, I have concepts for 2 more that it would not be the same character. It would not be like Starfleet Lawyer 2, because like, as a couple of people pointed out in the comments, because like there are some of the people who liked it were like, you should do more of these. This should be a whole series. And I don't think it could be, I wouldn't want it to be a series of just playing that same character, because that I already made that joke, like I don't want to just make the joke again, because it's like, no, he's like, that's
just
what it is. That's the gag. But there are
Steve suffers.
But there are similar things you can do, like where it's not just repeating the same joke, but it's taking a similar angle of like looking at, things about the way Star Trek is portrayed, and
the consequences that you don't see.
Yeah, the consequences you don't see, or examining like, characters in particular jobs that you figure that you figure either must exist if you assume it's a real thing, or you're surprised wouldn't exist, or something like that, and to sort of try to tease out the humorous parts of it. So I do have ideas for at least 2 more, but I don't know when I'll get around to making them, but they are in the works for sure.
And so yeah, David says soothing your T-zone was the linear line across your nose and mouth and down your throat.
Yes.
See, I'm familiar with this T-zone. And I'm like
on your face. Yeah.
Yes. I'm like, you don't want to stimulate your T-zone. You want to keep that calm. You don't want to inflame that. That's bad. I mean, it's not like, cancerously bad, but just like breaking out no fun. No, thank you.
Yeah, actually, I'm pretty sure smoking doesn't really do that T-zone any favors.
It's exactly. Smoking, it probably does stimulate the T-zone.
Yeah. Smoking isn't really known for doing good things for your skin. Oh, Philip, that is so cool. Philip says, my cousin's wife is working on an ESA project, the Jupiter Icy Moons Explorer, that launches tomorrow. First of all, that's really awesome. Second of all, the fact that they named it that. Juice. What's the name of that space project that your cousin's wife is working on? Oh, it's called Juice. I love it.
Oh gosh, there are problems there.
Juicy.
I mean, well, I was more thinking, it sounds given some of the conspiracy theories that are out there, it sounds a little bit like Jews. And with all
you have to pronounce it properly. You can't, it's not the Jews
well, I mean,
probe, it's the juice probe.
And people start thinking about space lasers, and maybe it was just because of a bad connection. Really bad connection.
Maybe. Kirak says, hey, Steve, my freebie question, because this is a member question. One, have you started this episode already? No, we have not. When we start, I will give you the countdown, and you'll see the time code above us.
Moving.
And two, in the Federation, if you have lawyers, does that mean you have police? That's a good question. We never really, I don't know if we've ever seen like civilian police on Earth, or in the Federation in Star Trek, but you would think they would have to be there. I mean, maybe not on Earth. Earth itself in Star Trek is usually portrayed as being practically a utopia by that point. So I don't know if there would be police on Earth, just or if they would be like a visible presence anyway, because there just wouldn't be that much of a need for them. But you would think there would be something, but because it's Star Trek and because it focuses on Starfleet, like you really don't see civilian institutions at all. Like everything you see is the Starfleet version, because that's where the show is centered. So presumably there's all kinds of civilian authorities on Earth and other Federation planets that we just never see, whether that would be police or anything else,
Well, Snakebit Cat, that could really make an interesting acronym if you start with All Starfleet Security.
Oh, that's true, David. There was like a, I don't know if he was supposed to be like a robot cop or just a human wearing a mask, but yeah, there was the cop who pulls over young James T. Kirk after he has stolen his stepfather's car. The little scamp. Actually, it's one of my favorite lines in the commentary when you watch the DVD commentary, because I usually don't watch those, but I guess I was curious, and I was watching the director's commentary on the DVD of that first J.J. Abrams Star Trek movie, and it was Abrams, and I'm not sure if it was the writers or one of the other producers, but it was J.J. Abrams and at least one or two other people doing the commentary, and they got to that scene where the cop pulls young Kirk over, and he's wearing he has like a robotic looking mask over his face, and he speaks in kind of a robotic sounding voice. And one of the other guys asks JJ, like, what's the deal with that cop? People are curious, people always ask, like, what's the deal with that cop? And JJ pauses for a second and then says, he's been in a terrible accident. So it's a prosthetic of some kind. It's reconstruction.
Interesting. Ooh,
yeah.
Well, I think I have my hair got inside the shirt. It's like I don't know, not necessarily trying to get out, but my skin is saying it needs to get out.
Get it out. And Kirak, I don't remember that. I'll take your word for it.
Okay.
I'm not necessarily. As you can probably guess, I don't have all of Voyager committed to memory, like I do most, if not all, of TNG and Deep Space Nine. Well, if we're through with the chit chat, do you want to start watching the episode?
So.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So here we go. I'll put the time code up there. It's not running yet, so don't panic. The way we're going to do it is the way we always do it. And if you have not joined us for one of these before, this is the way it works. I'll count us in from 3. I'll do 3, 2, 1, play. We'll all hit play when I say play, and we will watch Season 4, Episode 9 of Deep Space Nine, The Sword of Kahless. Dana, are you ready?
I am so ready.
All right. And everybody else, if you get a little bit ahead or behind, you can sync back up with us with the time code that will be on the screen momentarily as soon as we start watching. So here we go. You ready?
0, 0, 0, 0.
Me too.
Woo-hoo!
Okay. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, play.
What? No beauty shot?
Well, you got the beauty shot of core.
Fair enough.
$255 AD. I will pass along the message. That's right, Oasis. Core does say trans rights. Not in this episode, but generally, Core says trans rights. He guessed.
Oh. Sorry, I love the ants. Ew. Probably that.
It's Klingon, so whatever the grossest option is it.
Overconfidence. Waste not, want not.
Exactly. 255 AD, a little bit.
In fact, I appreciate.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So, what did he pour into his? Was that? Did she have a glass of blood wine?
I don't. It didn't look like something that would have been called blood wine to me. It looked like Windex.
I know. But... Yeah. What? Looked clear to me.
Oh boy, if I thought I was going to have a headache before. Boy, you hate to see that happen.
Dun, dun, dun. Oh, here we go.
Yaha. Caitlin mentioned something a minute ago. Always thought it was one of the weaker parts of DS9, how they just kind of redid Worf losing, then regaining his honor. Yeah, I kind of agree. I think it sort of shows how they weren't really certain what to do with Worf at first. Actually, I mentioned that a little bit in the video I'm writing, that once they figure out what to do with Worf on Deep Space Nine, once they figure out how to make him into a Deep Space Nine character, as opposed to a character they kind of inherited from TNG, then then Worf on DS9 gets really good. But in the first, season, maybe half season, when they're still trying to figure out, like, okay, what's Worf doing here? What are we going to do with Worf? It's a little shaky. It's not super inspiring, but this is a good episode. Yeah, conduct it. And Kirak, no, I don't think it ignores rightful heir. I mean, that's the sword of Kahless is the sword of the original Kahless, not the clone guy from Rightful Heir.
Not that guy.
the Kahless, not that Kahless. I think he does a little yoga in this episode, actually, Mr. I Love the Ants, if I'm not mistaken. Some Klingon yoga.
I am not. I was not effectively conducting, and I am not a professional conductor.
He was Siddig Al-Fadl at first, Oasis. He didn't become Alexander Siddig until this season.
Dun, dun, dun! I did not know that.
Directed by LeVar Burton. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Oh dear. Okay, now. Oh, bless him.
And could you please sit down?
Okay. Oh, bless his heart. He's fun.
See, there he's doing yoga.
What?
He's doing Klingon yoga.
Doing Klingon Tai Chi.
Well,
yoga.
same thing. Kling Chi.
Clingy.
How do you think he would react if I asked for an autograph? Don't go in there for a while.
Mm.
And you two were there too, doing something, I'm not sure. Anyway.
No, like when I turned around, you guys weren't there. That's the way dream logic works. You just turn around, it's like, oh, completely different.
Good pizza?
Mm-hmm. I like pizza. Mm-hmm. Washers, yep. Mm. Mm.
Try reversing the polarity. Always try that.
Cross the streams.
There you go. Go do all the things. Yeah. Reverse the polarity, increase the amplitude.
Mm.
This week on Legend of the Hidden Temple.
We have the beepy thing that we follow. Nope. Wait. It's this way. You go the wrong way. All that makeup, I thought you was smart or something.
Oh no, these looters have been looted.
Oh, I thought he was going to say, he's sorry for the looters.
Look at this neat painting I found.
Mr. I love the ants. Yes. Quick, take out the bag.
Well, okay. Who wants to get killed with it first? Here you go, Worf. Take it for a test drive.
Don't drop it.
Hi.
Right through his skull.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'll just give it to you right now.
Saw that? Come on, seriously.
Dax, you could have shot him with your phaser just now. I'm just saying.
Dun, dun, dun. Pew, pew, pew.
Oh!
See? Running at full speed towards it doesn't always work.
Doesn't work. Okay, we've both made mistakes. Burn, Major Burn, Worf. Hi, Connor. Everything's your fault, Worf. Caitlin, that's good. I never thought of that. Yeah, someone like me. Me.
Just what are his intentions?
What are your intentions with my sword?
It needs to be treated with respect. Don't just use it to pick up some food. Tell the sword to make you a sandwich, and that's just disrespectful.
You know, I hate to tell Jadzia her business here, but she could use her phaser to cauterize Worf's wound.
Excuse me.
Yeah, 255 AD. I think you're probably right. Get your hand off me.
And then like becoming the emperor.
I love this soap opera shot.
Yeah, but we don't really see Indy and his dad fighting over the grill.
No, not really.
Or Marcus either. Let's be really clear. No. It ain't him.
Thank you, Caitlin. I appreciate that note about spoilers. I would hate to spoil it for Dana watching it for the first time.
Dun, dun, dun. Your hand. Give me your other hand, honey. I can't hold on.
I'm not helping at all.
We're all grumpy.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't wanna.
One of my favorite line readings coming up here. Oh, I just love Worf in this so much.
Old.
He is old and clumsy.
I'm looking at you. I'm looking at you. Watching you. I'm watching you.
All right, this can be the pee corner, everybody.
Tell you what, y'all stay awake. I'm gonna catch a few Z's. Have fun. I'm not tired. Well, I'm not tired either. I'm not
I'm not.
old.
Nobody's
tired.
tired. So
Yeah, totally not. Yeah, but you're going to sleep. Carrick, would you be gripping your pillow tight? Nah. He's looking at me. He's looking at me. He's looking at me.
I'm not touching you.
Stop. I will turn this sword around.
That's right. This is Klingon business.
Okay, y'all have fun. I'm gonna take the sword.
I'll take care of this. Eat magic sword, assholes.
We are grown-ups. We do not go to Never Never Land.
And so Worf and Core bonded over the killing, and their tensions were long forgotten.
Yeah, seriously, Kirok, that's a great song to have stuck in your head.
Yeah.
Funsies. Well, I mean, Kirok, as great as the plot requires.
Should have done that last night.
How about it? Caitlin, yeah, if you don't put like some spaces or something after the emoji, it deletes everything in front of it. Kind of sucks. It belongs in a museum.
It was in a museum.
Hazenhole. I rather like that.
There, I hope you're happy.
I hope you're happy now. So what they do with it? Just like zap it somewhere random?
Into space. They just beamed it into space. There it is.
Sarah, Sarah. Whatever will be, will be.
You know, I can't help but think that they could have brought the sword back with them and everything would have been okay if, you know, they could have just gotten over their Klingon bullshit.
You know, if they just hadn't been Klingons, it would have been fine. Yeah.
I feel like that's
really
like
missed out though.
That's the hidden message of the episode. If you can just get over your Klingon bullshit, everything would have been fine.
Yeah, you know.
So what'd you think?
It was nice. Good episode.
Do you see what I mean when I say that Worf has a little bit of an Adam West vibe in some of those?
Yeah. Like if Red Kryptonite worked on Batman. There was definitely
sort of, you
know, some sort of like
like especially, you know, what the line reading I pointed out that I really like, you
yes
know,
yes oh my goodness, he's like chewing that up, oh my goodness.
and then also when Worf says I've grown tired of your drunken ramblings, old man. That's like a total Adam West reading right there. Like that's exactly how Adam West would do it.
I was getting some Kirk vibes, let's be honest.
A little bit, yeah. I mean, well, to the extent that, I mean, because I don't know, though. I think it's more Adam West. Like, it's definitely overacting. It's definitely scenery chewing, but like, it's, I read that as more.
I was West, waiting for old man.
Old man. Well, because that's the thing. Like when Shatner is overacting, he tends to be more concussive. You know, he speaks in short bursts. You know, and it comes out like
staccato. And this is
Adam West depth. when Adam West is, you know, doing Batman, it's more like he speaks very slowly and he's contemplating everything he's saying. You know, and so yeah, exactly, Philip. Pure West.
It's like it's like that's a, you know, an eau de cologne or something. Pure West.
Telekinesis.
I don't think so. Minimally. If anything, 255 and 8. Yeah, no, there's because in big part, the whole idea, of an object that corrupts others is like way beyond Lord of the Rings. That's like,
it's not a Lord of the Rings thing. Well, it's the green-eyed monster. It's like, you know, they both want the same thing. They both have, you know,
but more than that, they both want the same thing, but the thing makes them want it. Like that's a little bit more specific. It's not quite as simple as jealousy. Yeah, I mean that it, you know, but yeah, the object that the powerful object that warps the, you know, anyone who wields it, that's much more common than Lord of the Rings and predates Lord of the Rings. Really clearly. So, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a fun episode. I like it a lot. Mm-hmm. Give me Worf overacting. Give me Worf killing some people. I'm a happy Trekkie.
There you go. Well, you got it. You
255 AD. Funny you should ask. Let's go ahead and remind people now. Before we play Wordle.
Not Friday.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, this coming Friday is Ask Away, and then it's the Friday after that. So a week from this Friday is the next movie watch along, and we're watching 9 to 5.
Stumble out of bed and I rumble to the kitchen, pour myself a cup of it. Actually, I don't think it's
that one. Yes,
roll out of bed and stumble in the kitchen.
Yes, and then pour yourself a cup of ambition.
Yep.
Yes, 9 to 5. We'll be watching it a week from Friday. So find yourself a copy, figure out how you're going to watch along with us, and join us, please. Azalea, exactly. What is a Trek episode without Worf killing some dudes? You know, it's like Christmas without Christmas presents. Well, that's true. Worf didn't get to kill people nearly as much. That's true.
Not nearly as much. I can't.
Not nearly as much. So, shall we play some Wordle?
Yes, let's, because I have already squeaked a few times.
I have noticed. I thought maybe we should. Okay, so we're gonna play Wordle, everybody. This is. There you go. Look, there.
I had to hold it in. I prevented the squeak.
Okay, this is today's Wordle. As always, if you have not played today's Wordle and you don't know the answer, we welcome your help. You can throw in suggestions in the chat, and we will take it under advisement, and we'll play as a group. If you have not, or if you have solved today's Wordle and you know the solution, please do not give it away. That is all we ask. So with that in mind, and that having been said, shall we start with your first starter word, Dana?
Yes, let's. But I want to point out Caitlin's remark in the chat.
The other day, I noticed in the shot where Worf kills Duras, he accidentally splits the waistband of his Starfleet uniform pants. Well, they don't make them like they used to.
Or like they will in the future.
Or like they will, I guess, yeah. All right, so shall we do heart?
Yes, let's please.
All right. First starter word, H-E-R-T. All right, H-E-R-T gives us an A and an R, but neither one in the right. Huh?
H-E-R-T. I hope you didn't use that one, because that would
H-E-A-R-T.
Sounds good. What do we get? Hi, Kira.
It gives us an A and an R, but not in the right places.
All right, let's go for lions.
Lions gives us an O, but in the wrong place.
Oh my goodness. All right, so we have A, R, and O.
A, R, and O. A and O are not the third letter. It could
O-R-A. No, it can't. That's 6 letters.
No, it can't. Too many letters.
How'd you go in there? How'd you go in? Okay. So A, R, and O. Yes. Okay.
Yeah. It could be arrow. It could be 2 R's.
It could. No, Oasis, it can't be roads.
Right, because there's no S.
No S. And A is not the third letter. H-E-A-R-T.
That's true. Yes, that's true. Yes. So, yeah.
Okay, so it could be R-O something, A something.
It could, yes. R-O something, A something.
Or R-A.
Or R-A something, O something, yes.
Mm-hmm. Arrow is a solid guess. Yeah. Let's try arrow.
Let's try arrow.
Yeah.
A-R-R.
It's a good word. And it's got 5
hopefully
letters.
It'll give us, it'll at least give us a little more
word.
going. Or it'll be the word. Okay, we're trying arrow. A-R-R-O-W. And it's not arrow, but the R is the third letter.
Okay, but not the second letter.
But not the second letter. There's only one R, or at least there aren't, or at least there's not an R that's the second letter. So the R is definitely the third letter. A is not the first letter, and O is not the fourth letter. So we have a little bit more to work with.
Well, it can't be NORAD.
No,
because there's no N, and also because it's an acronym, not actually
it's an acronym, yeah.
But with an R in the middle, I would guess ORA, something ORA, something.
Something ORA something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Something ORA something.
No, it can't be coral, right? Because there's no L because of lions.
There's no L, yeah.
Foray and moray would both work.
Oh, foray, yeah, that's a good one. Mm-hmm.
I think those are those are other guesses. Yeah, either one of those goes.
Do you want to try foray?
Yeah, let's go for that.
And then if that's not it, we can try moray.
Well, we'll get the Y, so we'll know whether or not we should try it.
Okay, let's try foray. FORAY. That's not it, but ORA is the 3-letter sequence in the middle. There is no Y.
Oh boy.
There is no Y and there is no F. So it's something
okay, so it can't
ORA
be moray either.
And not Y. Right, it can't be moray.
Okay, so Kara, I'm not sure. Yeah, that Oasis. I was thinking borax is the proper noun, but I'm not certain on that. Let's go for it. We got a number for borax, and that gives us 2 more letters that we haven't tried.
Okay, we'll try
5
borax.
or 6?
This is 5.
Okay.
So we have one guess after this.
Oh golly.
Well, let's give it a shot. You want to try borax?
Uh-huh.
Borax. That's it.
Yes, because because we used to use this. The proper noun version of it is Boraxo. That is the brand name. I was like, borax is
there you go.
The product.
Good job, everybody.
Yeah, Kara, the Boraxo is the brand we use. So that's why I was like, I think that's actually, yeah. So yay us! And it wasn't even the last guess.
That's true.
Good job, everybody. High five.
Well, I believe we're just about done here.
We have done the things. We watched
let me see. 255 AD. I don't want to forget 255 AD super chat from a minute ago. Does Worf really understand Klingon culture? I think he does to an extent, but no, I don't think he doesn't understand it as well as someone would who had actually grown up in the culture. I mean.
So the vibe that I was getting was that because people are saying obviously it is perfectly Klingon-ish to like overstate your achievements, right. Like la la la, the whole notion of being accurate and admitting your faults and and that being honorable and truthful and Worf has a very human, modern American, really, understanding of honor. Like, that's not what every culture considers honor. Like,
True.
overstating your stuff is clearly is perfectly fine to Klingons.
And
I mean,
yeah,
obviously, they don't consider it dishonorable. And Worf cannot seem to get that. Can't, it goes beyond, it's not just that he doesn't accept it, he really doesn't seem to be able to comprehend that overstating your achievements, or possibly, although I don't think we've seen this like flat out line about what you've done, is perfectly okay as long as you can get away with it.
Yeah.
You know,
well,
it's
and the
about
thing,
your reputation and what people think of you, regardless of how much you really deserve it.
the thing is, Worf, I think, tends to idealize Klingon culture because he is an outsider to it, because he looks at it in sort of theoretical terms. He looks at it almost as like a student would. You know what I mean? Like, because he hasn't spent a lot of time actually living in Klingon spaces. So he's kind of interpreting what a Klingon is supposed to be and how a Klingon is supposed to act and what these particular concepts that Klingons value are supposed to mean through that lens. And and also, and again, this is, we're talking about a fake culture in a fictional show. If we imagine that these are real people, then you would probably assume that there are lots of Klingons who feel similar to the way Worf does. Like, there are Klingons who listen to other Klingons boasting and exaggerating, and they kind of roll their eyes and go, "Oh, Jesus, if he was that great, he wouldn't have to lie about it," But at the same time, it also seems like that sort of thing is certainly relatively normal, even if there are people who think that it's ridiculous. It happens often enough that it's not like it would raise that many eyebrows. So, but yeah.
Yes, and you say he's idealistic, but what I want to point out is that idealistic has to do with ideals, and those don't seem to be Klingon ideals. He's idealistic in the sense that he views, Klingon as, it's this thing that he aspires to, but he's also looking at it through the ideals and the values of the human culture that he grew up in. And Kane, exactly. Yeah. Worf is and absolutely a weeaboo.
And his we see many times throughout TNG and Deep Space Nine that Worf will choose to follow his personal sense of honor ahead of the general Klingon sense of honor. And his personal sense of honor is shaped by his upbringing on Earth and among humans. But just the event that is referenced in the episode we just watched, there was a TNG episode when Worf was given the opportunity to kill Taral because Taral's family had done him a wrong. And under Klingon code, Klingon culture, Klingon sense of honor, that was a completely honorable thing to do. Like, Gowron himself, the Chancellor, said to Worf, "Okay, so it's your right to kill this kid now." And that would have been a completely honorable thing to do. And all the Klingons that were there expected Worf to do it. And Worf said, "No, I'm not going to do it, because even though his family tried to screw me, he himself didn't actually do anything to me. And it's not for me to take his life when he has done me no wrong." And the other Klingons are like, "What? Weirdo." Like, they didn't get it. But it was Worf abiding by his sense of honor and saying, "I couldn't live with myself if I did that."
And yeah, it's also, I mean, it's also extrapolating from that. It's cruel to the kid because he has to live with his family's dishonor.
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah. But yeah,
so I mean, and so he grows up resenting Worf for that, because Worf is the one who brought his family's dishonor to light. And as long as nobody's paying attention to it, as long as nobody's talking about it, as long as it's not widely known, then you just pretend that it doesn't exist. And your family is not dishonored. Your family may be dishonorable. Nobody cares about that, apparently. But you're not dishonored, which is what they do care about.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like, we see lots of Klingons throughout Star Trek in all different eras, when they're villains and when they're supposed to be more positive, they're allies of the Federation and they're less, like wholly villainous. We see lots of Klingons doing all kinds of incredibly dishonorable things.
Mm-hmm.
And
things that we consider dishonorable. They obviously don't.
And they get away with it, or they don't care, or I mean, there are even time like the episode again back in TNG when it was revealed that the Klingon High Council tried to they framed Worf's father as being a traitor, even though they knew he was innocent, and that the actual traitor was this other guy who was a member of a powerful family. But they decided not to let him take the blame for political reasons, because they knew that would start a whole kerfuffle. So they knowingly placed the blame on someone that was innocent, and they all said, yeah, and we're just going to do it because, and they talked themselves into saying, well, this is the honorable thing to do because this will allow us to maintain peace. If we tell people the truth, it could lead to a civil war. So by framing this one innocent guy, that might be dishonorable in the moment, but in the broad picture, this is actually the honorable thing to do. Like, so there's examples of that kind of thing going on too.
Mm-hmm. So it's all about reputation, reputation, and how, this being the honorable thing to do in terms of looking ahead into history and how you will be remembered. And that's a big one. But again, how you'll be remembered, your reputation, your legacy. It's all about what other people think of you. It's not about, doing the right thing or anything like that. No.
Yeah. So shall we?
Fun to talk about.
Shall we wrap this up? We will be back next week to watch the next episode of Agatha Christie's Poirot.
Which one is it?
And that episode will be season 1, episode 9, The King of Clubs. Is that a favorite of yours?
I'm just familiar.
Well, you seem pretty hyped about it just now. You're like, yes.
Like, no, it was more a sense of, I know that one. Yay.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. The King of Clubs, Poirot, next week. And then in 2 weeks, we will be back to Deep Space Nine. And as mentioned earlier, we will be watching Our Man Bashir.
The one that I keep hearing about. Speaking of Agatha Christie, I just wanted to share. It's been a good couple of days. So I went to the used bookstore.
Ah, yes.
And among other things, I can copy of the Secret Adversary,
which you are reading on your channel.
Yes, although I had started off with this copy, which belongs to the library, and I didn't have it with me today when I went to the library, but I'm going to return it, and it will not be overdue. Hooray! So now I don't have to wait for my old copy again. Yay! I don't know how many times I've purchased this darn thing, but it keeps like I read it so much, and then I'll like have it with me on a trip or something, and I'll lose it.
Yeah.
So, or maybe I've loaned it out to people. I don't know. I forget those kinds of things. So yay!
YouTube.com/Dana Coldares for Dana's channel, and you to follow along as she reads The Secret Adversary, among the other wonderful videos that Dana makes on her channel, and also Patreon.com/Dana Coldares to support Dana's YouTube channel. Patreon.com/Steve Shives, or click the join button to support this channel. And I'll see you all on Friday for Ask Away. And
and if you're a patron or a member, you can turn in your question, but and those are the ones he does first. So
exactly. And we'll see you back here next week for Poirot. Thanks for watching, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.